Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm on the way to work right now, and I wanted to talk about the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks might fire Mike Budenholzer. We could all agree the reason why they lost this playoff series to the Miami Heat was largely due to coaching. You know, the easiest one that everyone's targeted through the media was obviously the perpetuated thought is that why didn't Giannis guard our man Jimmy Butler more? And that's completely right, because why didn't that happen more? I'm surprised that it didn't happen more. And the other thing is coaching, timeouts, all of the above, is the fact that why wasn't there more of an adjustment from taking timeouts to regroup and all that? This was a failure of Mike Budenholzer as a whole, because when you look at it, this was a team that should be in the conference finals. I had them going into the conference finals. I'm mind blown that they're not in the conference finals. And let's get to the thing is we brought this up on the NBA show. Shout out the NBA show, Monday through Friday, link in the description, me and Will Upton. But it's the idea that Nick Nurse is available, and Nick Nurse is basically either going to pull a Quinn Snyder and sit out and wait for the next coaching cycle, or if they fire Mike Budenholzer, the Milwaukee Bucks are either going to promote Charles Lee to prevent him from becoming the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, because it seems like Charles Lee or Kevin Ollie will become the Detroit Pistons head coach. It seems more and more like it's going to be Charles Lee. And with that being said, if that's the case, if Charles Lee were to leave and you fire Mike, the best coach on the market, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to hear you guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Isn't it Nick Nurse? Wouldn't you hire Nick Nurse? He's a champion. Because if you're going to fire a championship head coach, you're not going to go get a young paw unless it's going to be a guy that you groomed like Charles Lee. You're going to go out and get another championship head coach. And you're not going to go out and get yourself Frank Vogel. All right? And we talked about this on the NBA show, that it seems more and more likely that they're going to go out and get themselves either Nick Nurse, if they fire Mike Budenholzer, or they're going to keep Charles Lee. That's where I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think they're going to fire Mike Budenholzer? Because for me, that's the thing that you have to do. This is a team that just disappointed, and this isn't the first time thing. This is a recurring theme that Mike Budenholzer has not been able to finish or make the adjustments in the playoffs. Good regular season. This is why he got fired in Atlanta. All right, and we can all agree the reason they won a championship in 2020 was because of Giannis, the man himself. And Chris Middleton's gone. He's washed, or at least for the Bucks, he's washed. So for me, when I look at this situation, I think, yeah, Mike Budenholzer has to be fired. It hasn't been announced or anything, but I forget who for The Athletic wrote at this point, Mike Budenholzer is likely to be fired. And that's probably being perpetuated across the media, that he'll probably be fired, because he should probably be fired, because they lost the playoff series to the 8th seed, and they've lost playoff series before. And again, if they're going to fire championship head coach, it goes back to the thought that it's either to prevent Charles Lee, who's one of the best young assistants, one of the rising coaches, stars in the coaching scene under the age of 40, and they're either going to promote him to be head coach so the Pistons don't get him, or if he does get the Pistons job and they do fire Mike Budenholzer, it's because they're going to they're going to go out and get Nick Nurse. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Is that just me?